Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video I thought I would film a Toy Story themed weekly. Depending on what's going on in my week, I've got about 2 or 3 layouts that I choose from, and this one's vertical, and the reason I've done this is because I want to put aliens going down the left hand side, so I just wanted a vertical space to draw in. So before I go in and doodle, I'm just going to set out my weekly boxes. I've got a box that I'm doing here which is my weekly tracker. I always have the month calendar on my layouts just so I can see where I am in the month. I have a space for next week, and I always have a quote because I kind of feel every time I open my journal, if there's something positive staring back at me, I'm a little bit more inspired to do something, and that section there is my to-do notes. So I start all of my doodles in pencil. I've got a mechanical pencil because it saves sharpening, and I just like to sketch things out, see if it fits on the page. You'll see here that as I go and I'm drawing, the top alien fits in just fine, but as I get down to the bottom alien, he ends up falling off the page. But by this point I have not got the motivation to rub it all out, start again, so sometimes you just have to work with what you've got. So my journal that I've got at the moment is by a company called Scribbles That Matter. It's an A5 dotted journal, and without giving them too much love and going crazy, I do love this journal. It handles my pens really well. I get a minimal ghosting, as you can see, but there's been absolutely no bleed throughs. So I'm loving the journal, and I'm using Pilot drawing pens. From this angle it's quite cool. You can see that it's a 0.3 nib. I have used this quite a bit, and it has angled the nib, so I have to be a bit careful when I'm drawing with it. But for the main outline lines, the boxes that I did, that was a 0.5, and then I've switched to a 0.3 to do the doodles. So I'm just going to go over and outline everything that I've drawn in pencil. It's always a bit of a moment when you start putting pen down. Does anyone get that? Pen fear? You've doodled it in pencil, it looks great, you've now got to go in and put black ink all over it and hope and pray that you don't have a meltdown and it goes wrong. I started drawing here in dark green and instantly went, nope, that is not the colour that I want to use. So I've switched to a lighter green, and I've now got to seamlessly style out the idea that was always meant to be dark green. Yeah, you fooled yet? The pens that I'm using to colour in with are Faber Castell. They don't have a specific name. I know they're a kids pen range. They come in a red box. I will link them in the description box below. But when I'm colouring in, I like to just block out colour in vertical lines all over, and then I'll go back over the top of that and add sort of shading around the sides to make them look a little bit more rotund. It does lay down double the amount of ink, but again, Scribbles That Matter, I don't know what you're making journals out of, but they handle it really well. Now that I've finished that doodle, I'm going to go back in and add the days of the week, and I'm going to try and do the Toy Story font just to keep in going with the Toy Story theme. So now it's about going back in and colouring in all the header boxes for the different things in my weekly layout. I've added another cheeky little doodle. If I'm going to do the aliens, I've got to do the claw. My apologies for a really bad impression. One of the things I love about a bullet journal is just how easy it is to switch things up and change things if they're not working. If there's blank space one week, you've not used something, then you know next week, take it out, add something else. Leave it as a blank space or add a doodle. That's usually my go-to. It's good fun to be able to take control and put in what you want to put in. So I'm going to change to Crayola Supertips just to clear up the gaps from where I've divided all my lines up. And I'm going to go in and add a quote. I love a good quote, and every Disney film I've ever watched is literally jam-packed with quotes. For me this year, lettering is something that I want to improve on. It's definitely not my strength. So here I just write out the quote in my own handwriting, try and bulk that up into a bit of a bubble writing, and then just go over it and hope for the best, really. So this year that's on my list, become better at lettering. And that's about it for this weekly layout. If you like this kind of video, please let me know down in the comments if you want to see more, and a big thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And a massive thank you to everybody that's subscribed so far. You guys are awesome already. So stick around, hopefully more videos like this will be up soon.